All right. So the name of this song is "I'm Getting Ready." This is another great one by Tasha Cobbs. In case you haven't noticed, and in case you don't know Tasha Cobbs, she is a phenomenal praise and worship. Um, I would say a praise and worship ambassador. Um, her songs are just amazing, and they're very powerful. And so I don't want to get too deep in that, but it's her songs are amazing. And whether you're playing in church or at home, especially if you're playing in church, I definitely would like to. I would, if this matches the sound of the church that you play at, I would definitely go through her songs. Check out her music. She puts out some really, really good stuff. All right. So I'm getting ready. This is in the key of A flat. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and demonstrate it, and then I'll break it down. All right. So here's one tip for learning songs, and I think I'm gonna put this in the beginning. So one good way to learn a song is to, if you're a visual person like me, I chart songs out sometimes, because sometimes my brain works a little funny because the song is like really simple, right? So sometimes I'm like, okay, yeah, I played 6 4 1 5 1,000 times because that's what the song is based on. So a lot of times I will write it out. I'll literally write, because right here, I don't know if you can see that or not. My handwriting is like horrible. But I wrote out first verse, and then the first few words of the first verse, and then I wrote out chorus, and then after that I wrote out first verse, the first few words of the first verse, then I wrote out chorus, because that's how the song goes. Then after that, when you hear me go to, yeah, I'm sorry. This is the second verse. This is the rap verse. Okay, so I wrote that out, and then the vamp. The vamp is, they go, oh. So I wrote all of that out because for me, and if you play in church like I do, you have to, especially if you're the leader of the band, if you play in a band, you have to know the song so you can direct the band on where to go next. Okay, so and a side note that's kind of funny is a lot of times when you're playing with experienced musicians, sometimes musicians can get lazy, especially experienced musicians, because they depend on their experience, they depend on their talent and their skill that they've had for years. And a lot of times they will wing songs all the whole service or the whole concert or the whole program. They can wing songs because they've been doing it for so long. So you got to be able to tell them where to go next, and that's if that's the situation that you're in. If not, then you're good. But it's still good to know the song. Okay. So first verse, eyes haven't seen. That's that part. Now, if you notice in this song, I played a lot of octaves. Okay. Octaves. That's to make it sound full. It sounds way better than this, depending on the situation that you're in. Okay. So, left hand. I love starting off with the left hand first. So, left hand started on 1. So it didn't start off with 6 4 1 5, but we get to it in the chorus. All right, so the verse 1 6 4 1. Okay. 1 6 4 1. All right. Now, that's for the first verse. Then you go into the chorus, and it's 6 4 1 5 6 4 1 5. And then you can throw this in there. A flat, G, F. 6 5. I'm sorry, 5. Then back to the first verse. 1, 6, 4, and then 1. Again, 1, 6, 4, and then after that it goes to back to the chorus. 6, 4, 1, 5. Okay. So then after that it goes into the after going to the chorus again, it goes into the second verse. That's the rap verse. So it's basically the same thing. It's still 6, 4, 1, 5. Okay. And then for the rest of the song on the left hand, you're doing 6, 4, 6, 4, 1, 5 for the rest of the song. The only time you're not doing that 6, 4, 1, 5 is in the first verse. In the first verse, she sings it twice. That's the only time you're not doing it. The rest of it, you're doing 6, 4, 1, 5 in the left hand. So that's really, really easy. I highly recommend that you go get this song. And even if you don't want to buy it, at least just listen to it on YouTube. It's cool now because I think it's cool now because, you know, at least if you stream music on YouTube, the artist still gets credit for their work. I'm a big advocate of that. So anyway, right hand. First verse. So on the 1, we're playing the 1 major chord. It's A flat major, first inversion. Now, on the first verse, on the right hand, you're doing what we call padding, and that's playing really, really soft because this is all about the left hand or the bass, okay, in the first verse, because you need the bass in the left hand to have all the tension, and it's basically carrying the weight of the first verse. So you're not playing loud or rough or hard on the right hand in the first verse. You need to keep it low, very mellow, and just pad it out just for the first verse. So it's like in this case, it's like your right hand is the background singers. Major chord, and this chord right here, I'm sure you should definitely know by now. It's the 6 minor chord, which is F minor. Okay, second inversion. You should know what this chord is too. It's the 4 minor chord, which is C sharp major, root chord. Okay, and then A flat major chord, 1 major chord. First inversion. Okay. Now, here's one thing that I need to show you real quick. It's something that I did in the right hand that really embellishes on what you're doing. Here it is. So, if this is on the verse. Now you don't have to do an octave, but it sounds prettier. So I did C sharp, C, A flat. Now on the A flat, I landed on the chord because A flat is in that major chord. Okay, so now that's going into the 1 when you first start. Not in the very beginning, but when you go back into it and you go to the 1. Remember I told you about those lead-in tones? That's a lead-in tone. Going into the 6, I did this. B flat, C. That's all it is. And one thing you'll learn is playing the keyboard is all about placement. B flat and C probably never sound so pretty until you did it this way. So I'm gonna do that one more time. B flat C, and go into that minor 6 chord. Okay. I'm gonna do that whole thing again. Okay. Now we're gonna do 1 again, and I'm gonna do that thing again. I'm sorry. It's C sharp, C sharp, A, C sharp, C, A flat. So and so, all right, and then after that, so you already got the chorus. 6 4 1 5 6. That's I'm getting ready to see something I never seen. And then you do that little thing. A flat on the left hand. A flat, G, F. I'm getting ready to see 6. 4, something I never seen. 5. And then after that, we go into, so after doing the chord, the verse, then the chorus, then the verse again, then the chorus. After that, the chorus. After that, you go into the second verse, which is the rap verse, which is, remember, it's 6 4 1 5 on the left hand, and on the right hand, I'll show you what to do. It's the same chords. It's just all about the rhythm. I'm sorry, I missed something. I'm gonna do it again. It's kind of like break every chain, and they go to the 5, like this. 5. I'm gonna do that again. 5. That is the A flat major chord. That is the 5 major chord. No, I'm sorry, it's the 1 major chord. 1 major chord. I'm thinking about C sharp for some reason. That's the 1 major chord, and then the 5 major chord. Okay, go to the 5. That's the every other thing, just like break every chain was. And then after that, we go into the vamp. We go into the vamp, and that's when they go, oh. It's still 6 4 1 5. But we're going to do something just a little bit different. We're going to play the octave, but we're going to add the 5th. Remember I told you about the 5th? Because if you're in F, so we're going to play the F octave. But remember I told you, if you're in F, the 5th of F, I'm sorry, 1 2 3 4 5. The 5th is C. So we're going to play that 5th. Because this sounds better and more full than this. Okay? The same thing with, hold up, 6, yeah. And then we're going to go to 4. So the 5th of C sharp is A flat. Play that 5th too, right? And then 1, the 5th of A flat, E flat. Okay? And then we'll go to that 5. 5th of E flat is B flat. Okay? So we're gonna need your left hand on this part to sound as full as possible, because on the right hand we're gonna go into the melody of oh. Okay? So 6 time, 6 4 5. right hand, F. So, okay, I'm a big advocate of making things very, very simple. If it's a little too much for you to do an octave on the right hand as well right now, just do it with one finger. And then once you get comfortable, go ahead and add the octave. Okay? But it sounds way better when you can do the octave. Okay? So F, G, F, E flat, C sharp. Okay? Okay? So 6. Now here's what's helpful. You're not doing two totally different things at the same time, because you're on 6 on the left hand, right? But the melody is also going to start on 6, the O. Okay, so your hands are kind of on the same page, and and it's almost like your right hand is going to take your left hand or lead your left hand to the 4, and it's going to wait for you until you move. Left hand, stay right there. Okay, you're at the 5 on the right hand, then you're going to go to the 4 all at the same time. Okay, so to make it look simpler, easier, I'm gonna just do it with 2 fingers right now. Okay. All right, I'm gonna add an octave on the left hand just to build just a little bit. This time I'm gonna add the 5th inside the octave on the left hand. Alright? Alright, now I'm gonna go ahead and add the octave on the right. I wanted to break that down just in case it looked kind of crazy or confusing. Alright? So, and then 1. That build up, and then go to I'm getting ready to see. And then at this point, it's real intense. Real intense. Pay attention to my rhythm. I'm gonna slow it down. And I'm using my sustain pedal as well. At this point, you're probably gonna have a frown on your face or something. Like it gets intense, it gets crazy. And then you'll do another build up. We're done with the song. Okay, so that's the whole song. So one thing on build up, one tip on build up I wanted to give you. You could do build ups a couple different ways. I know as a band, I'm fortunate to play with my brothers, and so we have our chemistry is just insane. Like we can literally the way when I play with my brothers, like we'll literally we'll communicate in such a way that we literally had to stop and figure out how we were actually communicating, because we didn't really understand how we knew where each other was going. It's 3 of us. And so one way that we build up is you could build up like this. So I'm gonna play the 6-4-1-5, and I'm gonna show you other ways to build up. Okay, so 6, 4, and I'm gonna just build up on the 1. That's one way to build up. Okay. You see how I paused when I went to the one? I'm gonna pause again. It's like I paused, I built it up, I broke it and built it up again. That's one of our favorite ways to build up. Pause, break. Okay. So if you have any questions about the song, leave them in the comments below. And I'll get at you next week with another great song. Have a good one.